Well, let's do a little tillage today. The neighbor called and he said, "Hey, my field cultivator broke, and can you come weld it?" I'm like, "I sure can, but I got to get the mulch master out of the weeds anyhow to make sure that it's good to go." So I said, "Well, geez, if we work together," because he had another old digger to try, and I thought, well, if the two of us work together, we could probably get what you need done on that one field faster than I could weld that bracket back in place or that axle back in place. So I got to use the mulch master myself next week, and so I thought, let's take it up to his place and get all the bugs worked out. I was going to take the field cultivator because the field cultivator is bigger, wider, but I hooked that up and it popped the hose, and I hooked up the mulch master and it popped the tire, and then I grabbed my spare tire, and that tire was flat, a brand new spare tire I had mounted. Like, oh my gosh, boy, let's talk about tillage tools. If I was a John Deere guy and I wanted a really nice finish on my ground, I would take one of these mulch masters and I would put a row of coulters across the front, or even 2 rows of coulters across the front, and to make some chopping action up front. And oh man, because you look behind that thing is spectacular. I'm just I'm not trying to go deep. I don't want to work any more moisture out. All we're trying to do is smooth it off. And so you can see the wing, maybe you can't through the camera, but the tip that's in my wheel track is barely touching the soil. In fact, most of the time it's not even engaged in soil. Because we're just trying to knock these tops down and fill in them valleys. That's all. We're not trying to go so deep. And then the packing wheels on the back side do a really nice job of breaking clumps apart and then trying to pack it in to make more of a uniform. So if you drove across this way, you wouldn't feel them valleys, hopefully. Maybe we should have conversations on how to dial in your tillage equipment. I don't know. Oof. Hit that lever a little hard. All right. Made it over here. I guess I don't have to yell. Get that boom leveled out. Get that boom. We're about to start spraying. I gotta shut off that fence row nozzle off, that fence row nozzle off, and then just my 4 boom sections. And let's see what we can get done today. All right, well, we got going here in the big field. You know, I like this big field. It's got some rolls and dips to it, you know. It's just really a pretty field, and you can see it from the road up there. When you're coming this way, you can see the field. It looks really pretty. Everything's going all right. It'll be fun. So we're doing corn in this field again, and so this was sod for 20 years or whatever. So it's going to take a couple years of corn to try and beat the sod back, and then next year we can put beans out here and whip this field into shape. And then behind beans, maybe a guy goes back into a grass. I don't want to go into hay quite yet on this field, but depending on what the markets do, this would be a gorgeous field, big 100-acre field. Oh boy, this would be a good field for some small grains. Think how pretty the cereal crops would look on a big field like that. Oh yeah, that would be nice. I'd love to pasture it this fall. If anybody needs some grazing, bring your fence and your water tank or some water system for winter grazing. And behind the combine, I'd open up the fence if it's not too muddy, and all that corn stover, you put 100 or a couple hundred cows out here for a month and just let them poop all over this. Oh boy, that's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. Then a guy got to get a back blade, a little swale through here, and then it kind of plugs up where if you had a back blade you could kind of follow it and trench it out, you know. But yeah. Well, happy Mother's Day. We're spraying next to the pasture, and so I don't have time. I'm not going over to West Rock today to spray. I don't think. I'll ask the wife, see what she says. But yeah, this is pre-emerge for soybeans, so this field's pretty clean, so I don't have any Roundup in it. Just the pre-emerge chemical itself, Enlight. And it has a little bit of burn down effect on its own, and so yeah, we'll put soybeans. There's the wife out playing with her cows. She spends about an hour a day out there combing them and just making sure everybody's doing all right, and yeah, works out good.